Sheffield trainer John Sharp trains around 20 greyhounds at Sheffield from his base here in Wakefield. Kennels that he took over about 2 years ago from Stuart Mason gave them a bit of a revamp, and frankly, I'll be quite happy to have an afternoon nap here.
They spend a lot of the time in the kennels, all dogs. I know it's part of ground racing. They are in the kennels a long time, so, they need to be. That's what they need. They need to be comfortable when they're in there. Keeps them quiet, they're happy. Happy dogs are quiet dogs.
We're going to talk about some of the dogs that we've featured here today. You've got 10 dogs from the same litter here, haven't you?
Yeah, Mal's Pet, a marathon beach who I owned, decided to breed her with Viking Jack, and everyone said I was mad, stupid. What on earth are you breeding from a marathon beach for, and why are you only going to Viking Jack? They've turned out to be a really good litter.
A really good litter. They've notched up quite a few wins between them, haven't they?
Around about 120 now.
Amazing. Potentially the best of them, Sharpie's Pluto. He's done you proud, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done very well. He's been in a few category ones now. Been runner-up in the 3 Steps to Victory, third in the British Bred Derby. If Mr McNair had stayed away, we'd have probably won it.
He's not the easiest dog to train though, is he? He's had his problems.
Yeah, he's a lunatic, to be honest. He's got his own kennel. We had to build him a special kennel, which we call the Little House on the Prairie. It takes a lot. His eye maintenance. He causes his own injuries in the kennel, bouncing around. So, like I say, we've had to kennel him separate. He's got a nice bitch with him, keeps him calm, and yeah, we're just 1 week to the next with him. You've just got to treat him like a big baby, which is what he is.
He definitely looks that, and as with many of your dogs, he only has eyes for you. The plans will just be to keep running him in Category 1 competitions?
Yeah, well, I don't tend to travel now. I don't really have the time to travel. There's only myself and my wife, Dawn. Luckily, Sheffield are getting quite a few competitions. Nottingham, those are the sort of places I can get to. He'll still run in opens on Sheffield. There's opens every week, so I'm lucky in that respect. And he's quite versatile. He's 660 and a 500 metre dog, so we can go for staying races and we can go for standard races, which is quite good.
His brother, Sharpie's Rocket, has been a superstar for you as well. He's made the British Bred Derby final 2 years running, the first time just as a pup.
Yeah, to be honest, he just looked a well beater when we first got him. And put him on the track, and it was literally his third time in a box. I think he did 29.70, and I thought the clock were wrong, to be honest, then, and I were already getting offers to buy him then, and I basically refused. I think the next time then he went round in 29.30 as a 13-14 month old pup, and only been in the boxes a few times, and he's stayed at the top of his game. He's run against the best in the country. He did quite well in the Derby last year, he wasn't disgraced. He just didn't run Nottingham with it not having the banked bends.
Sharpie's Gold is an interesting one, still a maiden in opens, but he has the speed, doesn't he?
When he was young, he had an injury when he was very young. He had a tendon at the back of the stopper bone. We didn't really think he'd come to. We persevered with him, we got him running. He was sort of A8, he went in. Then we got him going. We got a bit of an inquiry on him because we found about 60 spots, and then we've just sort of kept him ticking over. We can't do too much work with him. He was a sort of dog that could only run on soft going because of the tendon injury. Then over the last sort of few months, he's really come to. He's gone up to A1. He did a 28.80 on the track. He's done everything that we could have asked from him, really, because we thought he'd never race. So again, another open racer out of the litter.
You've got a really sweet little bitch here called Sharpie's Bellina, who had a terrible injury. You weren't actually sure she was going to return to racing. She's come back in A5 and she could maybe progress a bit from there if viewers want to back her.
Yeah, she'd a really bad spike. It went straight through her foot and up into the top of the foot. We really struggled. She were off for 6 months. Really, I kept her from a point of view of breeding because her mother, Mal's Pet, who was the mother of the whole litter, unfortunately she had to be sterilised when she gave birth and caesarean. So I thought, well, we only had 2 bitches. She seemed to be the one that if we did decide, breeding wise, we'd use her. But she's come back racing now. She's progressing quite nicely. She won an A6 before an half length and sort of shocked us. But yeah, just tick over with her and she seems to be enjoying it.
And eventually, obviously, it'll be an interesting litter for us to follow. Would you breed with her here?
Yeah, I think now the way forward's the British breeding now, definitely. You know, they're getting some decent competitions. There's decent money to be had. You know, if I think the facilities are here for us to breed now. We've got a litter that we've just bred from Copeland Betty. We're hoping they're going to be okay. If they're successful, then we'll probably have another litter and see how we go.
Well, and we've seen this litter here today. They are, as you say, Copeland Betty and Lemon Pumba. 10 months old, and particularly the bitches. I don't think I've ever seen bigger pups than these.
They're pretty big girls, proper big girls. I've never seen bitches as big, and they're powerful. They're very strong bitches.
To the eye, do you think they're going to be good?
Very good. The way they run and the way they chase and everything, everything about them looks good. Anyone that can breed a litter and get them running open class, you know, some people breed for years and years and don't get open race. I've been spoilt with my first litter. I think 5 or 6 have run open class, and I'm hoping that these second lot are going to be just as good.
We've touched on the interior of the kennels and how warm and comfortable they are. You like to put your dogs on duvets, which I'm a big fan of. But the outside is a great training facility as well. I really like the paddocks, especially with your Yorkshire weather that you get here with the rain. They can be undercover in the sand, there's no mud, and they have the space to roam outside as well.
Yeah, to be honest, thanks to Stuart for letting me rent the kennels, you know, and we've done quite a bit of building work with them, building the outside paddocks. This year, with the weather, we've actually used 40 tonne of sand on the paddocks. Usually on a winter we'd get away with 20 tonne, but it's been so wet. We've got at least 2 foot of sand in each paddock now. If the weather's severe, we can shut the door off at the back and they just go on sand, and they can go out all weather, hail, rain, snow, you know. And if the weather's nice, we open the backs up for them and they can roam outside as well. They've got the best of both worlds. Also,
you've got this massive field, paddock, whatever you want to call it, where the greyhounds can really stretch their legs.
Yeah, we've 6 acres to let them run. I'm a great believer in free running. I don't believe in walking machines. Everyone's different. It's my way, that's how I do it. You know, everybody's got different methods. My method is I let them free run, let them have a good chase round. That's what they're there for. It's enjoyment. They enjoy it. They love going out.